Ladies and gentlemen, boys, ladies and out there. I got a free one.
Because your voice was getting choppy.
No, I think we're going to go down. You know, choppy. How are we looking? Is that what we good? No. That's right. We'll spend the first 5 to 10 minutes just testing. I am recording this, so if anything. We can kill the stream and just do this thing in a recording and then post it later. Looks like I gained some FPS. I got some of my CPU back. How are we looking? Doesn't look like Streamlabs is lagging anymore for me.
Moment you turned it off and you said, let's spend the first 5 minutes. It went straight to normal.
Went straight to normal.
So it almost seems like as soon as you closed it.
That's weird, man. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to LASIK, I suppose, because it's just not like in YouTube for some reason.
We'll see. I'll keep listening to it at the same time.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit of a
sound is better right now.
Tick every now and then.
Okay. Well, I mean, hopefully that solves it. We're good to go. I'm kind of keeping an eye on my numbers here on my side too, so everything seems like it's stabilized pretty good. So we'll see. It looks like every once in a while,
yeah,
it spikes, which is really weird. I couldn't why.
Yeah, as I said, I hear just every once in a while you hear the little get for a second, but it's 90% better compared to what it was.
Yeah, this is it's weird. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to fix it. I've tried. I mean, it's going to test. I've tried everything.
I've tried. Do more testing on the side, or we actually go live and just have a testing session one night.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome everybody to the April episode of the RUM-Gaming Monthly Pulse. We're talking about RUM-Gaming news, veteran updates and topics, and then gaming and pop culture updates and topics. As always, I am Dragon Lord, co-hosted
Big Texas Goat.
Big Texas Goat here. On Twitch, YouTube, every month, the first day of the month.
Kick.
Sometimes Kick. So,
we're still working that one out.
Still working that one out, but, keep an eye out. As always, we start off with our RUM-Gaming news where we announce our winners for the monthly 3D print giveaway.
It's not where we start off.
It's not where we start off. Did we change it?
We start off at bullet number 2, right above RUM news.
Oh, you're right. That's right. I glossed over that.
Right.
We do start that. Go ahead, Goat.
Yeah, so we start off with always making sure we advocate that, we're veterans' mental health first is our number one priority. So we always want to emphasize that if you are in any need of, reaching out to somebody, talk to somebody to help getting through anything, there's the Veteran Crisis Line is available 24/7. You can go to veteranCrisisLine.net, or you can chat online through that website, or you can simply text 838-255 or dial 988 and then press 1 to talk to anybody anytime. So there's always somebody available to listen that probably knows more about what you're going through than some of the people around you.
Yeah. Veteran suicide is a very serious thing. So we definitely want to make sure that doesn't happen. You're not alone. So reach out. But other than that, moving on, we do always start our very first topic being RUM-Gaming news, and you love to handle this section. So what have you got for us? We got some winners this month for the 3D print giveaway.
So we have no winners, but I do have the items to show off that we printed from March's winners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we announced March's winners last month, and I got their items to show off. Let me get my camera so I can see myself, and we'll see how well the camera blurring out does. So one was the GPU mount that we did actually show last month, because I printed it like right before the stream. It was this little adjustable GPU mount. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's this little support
prop up your
support stand. Yeah.
And then we have a return customer. It's the person, I don't remember when, sometime last year, got a modification print for their GT Racing Simulator controller. And so they asked for another one. And we'll see. It shows up, yeah. So this one's a little, dang it. There we go. Put it on my face. This one's a little bit more complicated than the last one. The last one he had was just this one like centerpiece, and then it was the handles printed separately that clipped onto it. This one's a little bit more complicated for him, not me, because all I got to do is print it. But it's these two pieces that you have to like bolt together, and then the handles are even split into two halves that you have to like put on each end. If I had it orientated correctly. You have to put one on this side, one on the back, put those together. It's a little bit more in depth, but we printed this PET G to make sure it's nice and tough. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it at the time, and so you see how this side's textured and this side's not. But that's just because of how it printed, so the other side is textured. But we're kind of limited on our PET G material, so still red. If anything, gives it more of a unique look.
Yeah, there you go.
Alternatively, though, customer-wise, though, Mudslide put in a couple of requests that I've been very slowly working on, but he's been staying on top of me to try and get them done. For any card collectors out there, it's a good, kind of, what's it called when you advertise?
Marketing.
Right, it's like a 3-letter abbreviation, I meant. Anyway, like a public service announcement.
PSA.
Of things for card collectors. So we made these 3 different sizes. These go inside your like big deck boxes. You can adjust them out. So like if you only have half the box filled, you put this on one end and your cards are on the other to keep.
Oh yeah, so it's like it's like a book stop for like a bookend for a card box. That's pretty cool.
And they came in 3 sizes. You see this one's as big as my mouth when it's closed, and then you have
like the big giant ones.
Sizes,
wow.
To go further and further out. So like this huge one, like the thread's all the way in there, so you can go all the way out, like almost the full length of the deck box.
That's pretty cool, man. We need to mass print some of those and go around to some of the card shops in the area and be like, hey.
Okay. And both sides spin. So this spins independently of the side that screws in.
Wow. Is that print in place? Or is it print in multiple pieces?
Yeah, well, it prints if I unscrew the smaller one. So they print like this.
Got it.
Additionally, though, I've made something like these before for Coked Up Zombie back in the day with his magic card collection. I'm gonna go off a blur since it really doesn't like things.
Uh-oh.
So we have these.
Uh-oh. Your camera broke. You're frozen on your camera now.
Oh, fuck. Hang on. There we go.
There we go.
As I drop things. So, card dividers, just different kinds of cards. So, Mudslide does football cards. So, each one of these actually says the name of the sports team. If I could get it to focus. Focus. It doesn't want to focus. Keeps focusing on me.
Put your hand over your face.
It's a little bit more complicated. Cover my face, but I can't see what I'm doing.
Bills, yeah, we can see it. It's good enough to
Yeah.
see where it says Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each one has it embossed into it with each of the sports teams. So we almost have the whole collection. And that's been an interesting challenge because I made one, like the template, the right size and the right size font. I took the longest name, which was Commanders, put it all the way across to make sure it would fit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, saved them individually. It was like one Commander file, one Bills file, one for each team. And then I went to print them, and half of them were printed blank with nothing on there.
Oh no.
And I was like, what's going on? Well, turns out when I was saving them, I was getting an error message. I didn't really know what the error message was, but it was still making the file. So I was like, all right, well, I don't know what that message is, but you made the file, so obviously we're good, right?
Yeah.
Nope. Turns out that error message was, as I changed to different names, if the letters slightly touched, it wouldn't actually save the letters. It was just saving the blank card divider.
That's
and not
weird.
the new text that I put on there. So I had to go back through all 34 of these and make it where if I got that error to like space the letters out a little bit more, because I can adjust by 0.25 like decimal points the spacing between each letter. And so like hit save, see if I got that error, go back, change it to quarter spacing, hit save, see if I got the error, and then basically do all 34 of them again. So now I'm finally getting the rest of them printed. And we'll have that mailed out to him. So he's the one that has for the big green spacers and the labels. But it's kind of a good, advertisement, because like I said, I made Magic ones for somebody else, and now we're making football ones. So, no matter what your, trading cards are, we can make custom dividers, and we can do them vertical or horizontal, because the original model I got was for horizontal card dividers, but Mudslide wanted vertical.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, it's one of those things, we always say like we can't design things from scratch, but we can modify things.
Yeah, we can modify.
So that's all really for 3D printing. Just the racing handle, the dividers, the labels, and the GPU mount. And then hopefully we'll get some more people signing up this month.
Yeah. And speaking of signing up, we just launched a new volunteer page and sign up form. So if you're interested in volunteering, you can go to our website, you can find that form, you can fill it out, and we can get you in for some volunteer time to help us out. For those of you who don't know, I mean, we say it's like beating a dead horse at this point, but we are 501c3 recognized, which means we can sign off on any kind of, volunteer hours for, college credit, anything like that. We can sign off on that stuff. So whether you want to volunteer or have to volunteer, come see us. We can help you out.
And if you have programs at your employer or anywhere that offer like, payment for donation time, or they give you time off for volunteer time. We are on I can't say we're on all the websites that do verification for that, but we're on several of the main ones that companies use to prove that you are volunteering for who you say you are. So you can, if you have any programs like that at your employer, look into it and see if RUM-Gaming's on the list. And if we're not, we can easily get added to it.
Yeah.
As we recently discovered with somebody that we work with, that they have a program like that where they get 2 paid days time off for volunteering, and the hours that they volunteer, that company will actually pay RUM-Gaming $25 an hour for each hour that they volunteer.
Well, they will just pay RUM-Gaming organizing volunteering for.
Well, yeah.
In our case, would be RUM-Gaming, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if you have companies like that, you want to volunteer, we have lots of remote virtual volunteer opportunities. You don't have to be in person. And, depending on your company, you might get time off, or we might get paid for your volunteer time. Just kind of a win-win-win.
Yeah, it's a win for everybody around the board. Definitely a good idea. So look into that. And
Which is why, like you were saying, that's why we made a page for
if
it.
you want to give us a hand. Yeah, so let us know if you want to give us a hand. Tell us about the board game. You got any other?
Very minor. So I did do a little bit of work this week because I've been basically running into formatting issues when it comes to wanting it to be all exactly the same size card, and finding out that basically, I guess it literally boils down to a limitation of Google Docs versus Word, Microsoft Word. So even though Google Docs has the exact features I need to change, when I make those changes, it doesn't seem to actually work. And it's simply, for those that understand, Excel or Word, I have a table on each page. That's just a 2x2 table. And I told Google Docs to lock the size of that table to this width and this height and never get any bigger or smaller. Like, lock it in. And it just doesn't lock it in, even though I have it set to lock. And so I finally did some testing this week on Word, like literally just copied the whole game over to Word and test it, and it actually locks it in. So when I print it, so potentially
Definitely tedious for sure.
Being able to do a more functional print test.
I love that. Moving on, we do have plans. We were in the Eagle. The Eagle. If we could talk about guns, we could talk about, the military service, we could talk about anything. It's something should be fun. No rules and regulations that's not necessarily true. We're going to try to avoid religion, politics, and things, professionals, but topics, it's free game, and it should be a fun time. So if you're interested in joining us for that, and you're a veteran, or a veteran that might benefit from some time to just get to new people, make some new friends, because we all know how difficult that can be sometimes. Spread the word. We'd love to and get this going. Have like a quarterly, get together with a bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah, because we've met a lot of veterans from, both while we're in the service and through gaming. We've met a lot of veterans all over the world, and we obviously can't all afford to have one big barbecue somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's our kind of way of like bridging that gap of let's have some virtual events to get together.
Yeah. And speaking of virtual events, something that we just started recently, and it's been doing really, really well, the book club. The RUM-Gaming Book Club has announced the next date and book. If you haven't seen it, the next book is Giving Up Elysium. And they plan on meeting about that book on the 25th of April or the 2nd of May. Finalized date on that will be posted in the Discord and on all of our social medias once we have it. But if you haven't checked out that book, Big Texas Goat just linked it in the chat. Giving Up Elysium should be fun. The ladies are excited about it. So, if you're interested in joining that and being that, make sure you tune in April 25th or May 2nd. Again, one of those dates will be determined here soon. So make sure you tune in for that. It will be a great time. I Goat can attest, both of our wives, when we're sitting in the office, just, doing our thing while they're doing their book club. It's a loud experience. They get rowdy in there sometimes. So, if you're into that, make sure you tune in and show your love.
Not as calm, cool, as collective as we are. They actually have emotions.
Yeah. Uh, and definitely top off our gaming news, something that I've been putting a lot of work into and something that's still in progress, so keep an eye on it. But there have been some changes to our Discord, okay? The first and major one being that we actually converted the Discord over to a community server. So we are now visible on any of like the Discord server browser and things like that. That should help us grow a little bit. But that also means that we have a little bit more of a moderation now. So we have some rules that have to be agreed to. We have terms of service, but we also have added a lot of really cool roles, and we have more ideas pending and in progress for the Discord. So make sure you keep an eye on it for the new changes. There's going to be some really cool roles and things like that. React and choose that will give you access to various different channels, based on maybe your favorite game, or if you're in the military, things like that. We have special channels for you, so stay tuned for that. Keep an eye on the Discord and check out the new updates as they come.
Yeah, and not to get freak anybody about rules. I mean, it's basically the same rules we've always tried to enforce.
Yeah,
because it is a veteran mental health and community first. So trying to always gear towards that, which is what we've expressed it everywhere. I mean, even before we started this, we always try to represent what do we call it? I mean, that's part of why we came up with the name Regulators of Unchecked Misfortune. Like in every game we played, we were also the anti-bully.
Yeah.
And we just we've always had that with RUM-Gaming when it was just a gaming community, and we continue that as a nonprofit.
I remember before RUM-Gaming was a nonprofit, when we were playing Ark, we would try and find the biggest group on the server, and we're gonna go take the guys down. It's like these guys are outreaching too much, they're taking up too much stuff. Get rid of them.
As far as website changes, we've made announcements. Like he said, we've been working on the Discord and the website and just trying to constantly make improvements for 2026. We're trying to find ways to reach more people and get more involvement. And we've also updated some of our pictures finally. If anybody's ever been to the community section, it's been long overdue from having some new pictures. So we finally added some pictures from Steampunk November, where the core RUM-Gaming family was there. And our little 3D printing booth gets you more ideas of a lot of the things that we print and can offer. Yeah.
And just to, that way, if you missed some of those in-person events, you're able to visually see what it was like, so you didn't miss out on everything. That experience isn't lost to the void and living within only armories. So
yeah. And I'm going to try and take a picture. After I thought about that, I was like, I need to take a picture of the next bonfire night, too. Even though it's not all RUM-Gaming, it's still veteran stuff.
Yeah, veteran stuff. Functions that remain.
Whenever we do like our first roundtable, we can have like a webcam screenshot or something, too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Have ChatGPT make us a collage.
Yeah, there you go. But that wraps it up for pretty much all the RUM-Gaming news. We don't have very much else going on in the month of April. Just stay tuned for all of those updates, all these new things that we've got planned. Moving on to our veteran topic, you've got a couple of pretty interesting stuff for us. What you got for us?
Yep. So one of them is both local to here to Bartlesville. It's going to be local soon. But it's called The Wall That Heals, and I'll link that in chat here. It's this one. And this is a replica of the Vietnam Memorial. It's a 3/4 scale replica that travels to communities across the U.S. And from what I heard from the guy that's organizing the one here in Bartlesville, they basically, any town that wants to have this come to them, they have to like put in like a request saying like, hey, we want you to come to our town. And so they get piles of requests from across the nation, and they pick X amount that they can actually do that year, and so they convince them to come to Bartlesville. But they bring this whole replica into town, and we're volunteering to help with it. We're just going to help with the teardown process. But come in, set it up on one day. And I think it's like a Tuesday here. And then it'll be completely up and lit 24/7, Wednesday through Saturday night / Sunday morning. And it'll be manned and guarded by all volunteers. And it has the full list of, every single name that's on the actual memorial, all 58,000 fallen service members. And they have a little mobile education center where you can learn about it.
Wow.
But it's pretty crazy thing. I don't remember exactly how long they've been doing it. Oh, here we go. Since 1996. There we go. So going on 20 years now.
Wow.
And I just now
That's
learned about
crazy.
it a couple months ago, and like the veteran group that it's like a internal veteran group at my office.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Hey, we're looking for volunteers for the Wall of the Hills," and I'm like, "What the heck is that?" So it's pretty cool that they go all around the U.S. for 20 years now. It says it's been displayed in over 800 communities over the last 20 years.
Wow, that's really cool. I'll check if they come to Houston anytime soon.
Come somewhere in Texas, but yeah, they're going to Hawaii this year too.
Wow.
Here. So even Hawaii is included. But yeah, it was kind of crazy when I went to volunteer. I was like, sure. I didn't realize it was 24 hours until I was volunteering. And they're like, we need people from 2 in the morning to 8 in the morning to stand guard. I'm like, what? On a Wednesday? Like, sorry. Like I want to help, but I'm also still working Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So I signed up, me, the wife, and the kid to go help with teardown, because it's like 6 hours of teardown, and they need like 30 people for teardown. So
yeah,
I was like, that's something we can all go do at one time and help out. But yeah, so that's coming
there
up
you
on shoot. I didn't even think about the day. May something.
Or is it in Tulsa?
Yeah. Bartlesville. It's actually in Bartlesville.
Wow.
It's May 7th through the 10th. Actually, you hear one about Texas. Let's see. Dang, oh, there it is. They were in Del Rio. Or they're going to be in Del Rio, the 16th through the 19th.
I don't even know where that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know where Del Rio is.
Schedule. Oh, wait, Ranger, Texas, too. You know where Ranger, Texas is?
No clue.
Ranger College. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Texas. Never heard of either of these places.
Yep, neither have I.
So they're going to be Ranger in Del Rio, Texas this month. Looks like it's way west of Fort Worth.
Okay.
Hour drive west of Fort Worth.
Okay, so all the way over in that direction. Yeah, that's a place I really explored. Texas.
Well, I mean, it's not West Texas, just an hour west of Dallas. And then Del Rio, though, that is on the Mexico border. Probably a good 2 hours west of San Antonio.
Okay, that's probably like a 5-hour drive for me then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so they go everywhere. Who knows how they choose where they're going. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Again, 20 years, if you're ever interested in, seeing it or volunteering for it, they got their full schedule every year. So it looks like they probably pick them like January 1st and then start going out.
Yeah. All it heals. Cool stuff.
Yeah, again, like I think we talked about probably the last 2 months about how we try and keep our ear to the ground for all things veteran related, and we're just constantly coming across things like this that have been around for 20 years.
Yeah, it's you would think after all the research that we've done over the years, we'd start to run out, but it's like no, it's a bottomless. It's a bottomless well of resources and just events and activities for veterans. That's just unbelievable.
It reminds me of something one of the Eagle Ops leaders mentions every time we get together. He's like, a lot of veteran organizations like RUM-Gaming and Eagle Ops, they try and like keep all the veterans that they're helping to themselves. Like, no, we don't want to advertise you. These are our veterans to help.
Yeah.
You go get your own. And like, Eagle Ops guy is like, bro, there is more than enough veterans for us to all share. There's no
Yeah.
reason for every veteran organization to not help each other out,
Yeah.
which is what I feel we try and do every month. We're like, hey, check out this veteran thing and this veteran thing.
Yeah, I mean, even before we started doing like this veteran, topics and starting researching specific veteran things, I mean, we've been preaching and talking about regiment, constantly,
Yeah.
all the time. And it's like, if you want to talk about competitors, like regiment is our direct competitor if we want to talk about it in that sense.
Yeah.
But it's like it really doesn't even matter. It's like they're not a competitor, they're our brothers and sisters. Like,
Yeah. We all have the same
we want
goal.
them to see. Yeah, it's like whether veterans are coming to us for help or going to them, it doesn't matter. We just want veterans going somewhere, for help and to have fun. It's better,
Speaking of mild competitors, that's
Yeah.
our next one on the list is, well, I mean, the DAV isn't a competitor, but the
No.
section of the DAV is a little bit semi-recently, at least recently that I've heard about it again. It looks like they began in 2024, but who knows when they got bigger. The
Yeah.
DAV has an actual gaming and live streaming section and community that they've been working on for the last couple of years. And again, same concept, like Regiment has a stream team. We're trying to grow our stream team to have more people. And that's basically what the DAV did. They said, hey, man, everybody's on Twitch. Why don't we get on Twitch?
Yeah.
And so they made a Twitch channel, and it's just full of other veterans, streaming on their channel. And they host, kind of like, reminds me of, what's the kids' hospital charity one? Extra Life.
Extra Life.
It reminds me of like Extra Life. So they do DAV charity streams where they try and, have a group of people chain stream back to back to back and try and raise money for DAV events and whatnot. And so on that website that I linked in chat there, you can either go join the stream team or you can sign up to host your own DAV charity stream. So if you're just a popular streamer, you don't want to necessarily stream on their stream, you can use your platform and just host a DAV charity stream.
Yeah.
But kind of tying into that, was something that they put on the DAV webpage, something we always kind of forget to push more, is about getting the free Amazon Prime subscription on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I actually came up with a new set of instructions that I don't even think I shared with you yet. Maybe I did.
I think did you post to the Discord?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna copy and paste it here. So I copied their instructions, tried to add a little bit more, and then mistakenly, which is kind of hilarious because I write steps and guides like for my job a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I pride myself on being like really good at it.
Yeah.
Until I'm not. So I wrote these instructions, sadly, from the perspective of somebody that fully understands Twitch and doesn't need actual steps. And then I had somebody try and follow it, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what to do? And then I went and looked at it with fresh eyes and was like, well, duh. I just said, go do the thing. And they're like, how do I do the thing? And so it's a pretty simple process if you understand it all, but basically there's a way to link your Amazon Prime account with your Twitch account. So you do have to have both, an Amazon Prime account and a Twitch account. Once you link them both, you can go to any channel you want, hopefully ours. And when you go to subscribe, there's a little checkbox to do a free Twitch subscription. So it costs you nothing. And Twitch ends up paying RUM-Gaming or whoever you use it on. I think it's only like $2.50 a month. But still, it all adds up. And you do have to do it manually every month, unlike a normal subscription that just goes automatically until you cancel it. This one, you have to actually come back to the stream every month and do that option again.
Yeah.
What changes it on ours, and the reason I made a Google Doc instruction here, is since we got our Twitch account changed to a charity account, you have to actually click on donate to charity and then click on support RUM-Gaming and then you'll see the option for a free monthly subscription.
Uh,
So that was throwing people off. Where I was like, "Yeah, just go to our stream and subscribe." And they're like, "I don't see a subscribe button."
it's because it's switched to a
Yeah,
charity.
again,
Because I guess on the platform yet, it's now an approved charity through Twitch, so you can now stream and host your own RUM-Gaming charity streams.
Yeah, so just like the DAV's doing, you can
Mm-hmm.
host a RUM-Gaming charity stream. Part of the constant ongoing changes we're doing in 2026. Like, we had intended on a weekly meeting for the first month, and we're have so many ideas pouring through that we're continuing a weekly meeting.
Still, yeah, we did plan to have a weekly, because I mean, full transparency into how we operate. We really only meet once or twice a month.
Once a month.
Once a month at minimum. But at the start of 2026, we were like, we're gonna meet every week until we get some progress and we get some stuff done. And that we've gotten so much done, and during those meetings we've had so many ideas and so many things that we want to do that it just keeps on adding and keeps on adding. And now we are in April and we are still having our weekly get stuff
Still
done
making
meeting
changes.
and still changes, still improving, still having great ideas, and still arguing with each other till we're blue in the face, but that's all part of the process.
As long as results eventually come.
That's right. But with that being said, that concludes pretty much all we have for the veteran topics for the evening. And then we move on to my favorite, which is the gaming and pop culture topics. And we've got kind of a smaller one. There's not a lot going on in the month of April for gaming. But some of the things that are coming out are pretty cool. One of the first ones I want to talk about actually came out today. It's a game called Road to Vostok. And what it's described as it's a hardcore single player survival game set in a post-apocalyptic border zone between Finland and Russia. In this game, you shoot and you plan across the border into Vostok, which is a permadeath zone.
Did we talk about this one before? Because I know we've talked about permadeath things before.
I don't think so. I think we've talked about permadeath things before. I don't know if we talked about this game. So what I've seen from this game so far is it plays similar to Tarkov as far as like gunplay and realism and things like that. But you load into the world and there are various different factions. From what I've been told, it's a PvEVP. With a heavier focus on PvE than PvP, but there are different factions of NPCs and players that you'll have to fight to gather gear, and the further you progress through this border zone, the more difficult the enemies get, the higher your loot. And then you can cross over into Vostok, which is the end game area, where it has the highest loot, but it also has the highest risk, whereas if you die in that area, your character is done. You have to start over. Which is pretty interesting.
Not that I want to veer off too much, but I've been seeing a lot of TikToks, speaking of permadeath, it's like the Warcraft hardcore servers that are still ongoing, and there's like dedicated people to permadeath Warcraft, which just sounds worse than any other permadeath we've talked about when I think of how much effort it takes to get built up in Warcraft.
And there's some people that have, characters that they've had alive for 10 plus years in hardcore mode. And for those who don't know about WoW is, if your character dies in WoW, your character's done. It's over. You have to create a new character. And if you've never played WoW before... Yeah, and the rating, like high top tier, like Mythic Plus rating on hardcore. And if you've played WoW before, without dying for years, it
depend on 24 other people to not get you killed.
Yeah, that too.
That's like these permadeath games that are single player. At least that's all in your control. It's how how safe you play the game.
Yeah.
But to depend on other people in a permadeath situation sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into depth about it, but there was a big controversy that happened on the internet involving pirate software and another hardcore WoW rating group, but that was a while ago. There was a lot of drama about that. Pirate software, the streamer, basically just gave up on a fight, on a pull, and left his entire team to wipe. And pretty much everybody wiped except for him. And I'm sure I can imagine the entire was pretty pissed about it. He just like blinked away and was like, yeah, well, no, we're not doing this. Everybody was still alive and still fighting. He was like, oh, we're not going to make it out of the fucking engagement and stuff. Scummy stuff. Again. And then blamed the whole team for doing a shitty pull. It's like, well, if you guys hadn't pulled shitty, y'all wouldn't have died. It's like, wow, what a shitbag. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, Road to Vostok looks pretty cool. Came out today. Definitely check it out. The next one, another one that actually came out today. I'll just kind of try and keep things in order here. Starfield, which has been a pretty sour title for a lot of people, me included. They just released a free DLC update called Free Lanes. This also comes with the game's release on the PlayStation platform. So if you're interested in Starfield, check it out. It's a free update. It seems, from what I've been told, it seems like it's them finally delivering on their launch promise of being able to manually fly in between planets and new planets and things like that in the universe, which was not possible when the game launched, even though they said it would be. So I guess they're kind of making true on their promise now with this free DLC update with the PlayStation launch. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot more added to it. I think there's like maybe another quest line or something like that. But
I still get all these Star games mixed up.
Yeah.
I was convinced it was what me and you played together, but I don't see it on my library. So I'm like,
no. I mean, the one that we played together was Star Base, and that game I think got shut down. But
so many.
But yeah, I mean, if you, I don't know how much weight I put behind the new story or quest, because to be honest with you, the story and quests from the main game weren't all that great. So, I mean, take with it what you will. New update came out today. If you're still playing Starfield, definitely check it out. If you're looking for an excuse to get back into Starfield, they did just release a mod. There is a mod overhaul that got released just very recently for Starfield that turns into a Star Wars game. From what I've heard,
wasn't it like based off of Knights of the Republic?
Something like that. I think so. It kind of makes it like that, from what I've heard. But I've heard that the Star Wars mod for Starfield is really, really good. It's a complete all game, completely new story. It remaps the entire map, like the cities and everything's completely different. New guns, armor, it's basically a whole new game, different game, running on the Starfield engine. So if you're interested in that, check it out. That might be a good excuse to get to it.
Genesis is what it's called.
Starfield Genesis. Yes.
And yeah, it is fans of Knights of the Republic basically turn Starfield into an RPG or MMO of Knights of the Old Republic.
It's not an MMO. Starfield is RPG. RPG. Yeah, you had it right. Yeah, check that out if you're interested. April 14th, another game that I'm going to kind of keep my eye on. I don't know if I'll be playing, but I'm going to keep my eye on it because it looked kind of interesting. It's called Last Flag. The description says, hide your flag, find the enemy flag, run it back, and then defend it. So it's a fast-paced 5v5 shooter. But what I think makes this Capture the Flag 5v5 arena shooter different, and Goat and I had a conversation about this recently.
I was just thinking about
what I think makes this different is the fact at the beginning of the round you pick up your flag and you hide it. It doesn't just spawn a static location in your base. You hide the flag where you want, and then you have to go and find enemy flag where they hid it. And then once you capture it and bring it back to your base, you have to defend it for a full minute in order to actually capture it. I think that's a really, really cool and interesting gameplay loop. I think hiding the flag can, you know, I think there's really good potential for competitive esports. I can see some really cool strategies forming off of the hiding. Like, I see a lot of potential here. This looks really cool. So I'm interested to see.
My everything froze. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oops, there it goes. Holy cow.
Yeah. But anyway.
My whole computer froze for like 5 seconds, but I could still hear you talking.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Mine's done that every once in a while. Yeah, Last Flag. If you want to check that out, coming out April 14th. It says set in a televised competition where chaos blend in the ultimate game of capture the flag.
It's both interesting and I look forward to the future in a sense on
that
one, because it's like,
me too.
It's interesting that you, in a sense, really limited yourself, but it gives you the opportunity to release like new game modes going forward.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to be playing right off the bat, but it is definitely something I keep my eye on to see if it's a success or not. Because, like, as we've talked about with arena shooters, it's a very difficult genre to get into and to succeed in. And so, you know, this game could be just like another High Guard where it's on the market for a couple of weeks and then it's dead.
It's really some of that, you know, like High Guard, it just depends on where your funding's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, the High Guard situation was understandable, but also messed up at the same time. It's like their backer backed out because 2 weeks didn't see the numbers that they wanted, and it's like it took them 4 years, and you gave them 2 weeks to sell it and get people to play it. But at the end of the day, I mean, with those kind of features, if you don't really get the big numbers right off the bat, you'll much in with, because you're not going to get.
But we've seen others come back later.
I can't really think of any. Like, you've got Valorant, you've got Counter-Strike, you've got Overwatch, you've got Rivals. And Rivals in the realm of player bases, Overwatch and Valorant and Counter-Strike, like, Rivals is kind of the baby of the group. And, I mean, Rivals is everywhere right now.
Well, but you're just talking about, like, the huge ones. I'm saying as far as just ones that make decent money.
Yeah, I mean, you've got
that have stuck around and made decent money.
Yeah, I mean, you've got games like Paladins that did really, really well, or that do really, really well. You've got like Warface that also does reasonably well. I think they still have a pretty solid player base. But overall, like, the arena shooter it's a tough genre, and I think the fact that is free to play as well. Also, to be honest with you, free to play arena shooters, unless they're like already established big, like, they're a hard sell. But at the same time, you can't really sell it without it being free to play, because you have such heavy hitters like Overwatch and Valorant and Rivals that are free to play. So it's like you don't really have an option. You either have to be very, very popular off rip, or you're dead in the water.
Yeah, you either got to be way above the rest if you're going to charge nowadays for those kind of games.
Yeah.
Or go for
it's a really tough market. Said, like, I don't necessarily blame the investor, right? Because the numbers at launch didn't go well, and with arena shooters like that, if you don't have a good launch and you don't have a solid player base right off the rip, and you have a free to play game, you know, and so I think it was a smart business decision to move to out. Do I think it was a popular one or a good one? You know, a chivalrous one? No, absolutely not. It's kind of a shitty move. But, you know, business is business, money is money.
I finally found the game I was going to talk about. You're talking about games that you may or may not have made it. You ever played or remember Realm Royale?
Yeah, Realm Royale. Yeah.
Where you turn into a chicken? when you die instead of getting down or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like that's another one that now it's apparently it must have already shut down since there's 0 players playing.
yeah.
But I mean, they had 100,000 people at their peak, but that was also, God bless,
Years
7.8
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
Jesus, my memory is shit. It's
But
like, this was recent. 8 years ago.
But yeah, last flag, get on the block in the arena shooter. It's cat flag game type, which is also pretty unique to the arena shooter genre. I mean, Overwatch has a capture the flag, but it's not used very much. Same thing with all these games. They have capture flags, but they're not as popular. So we'll see. I mean, I think it has potential. Next up on my list is Pragmata. It is a new title from Capcom. They've got a new IP. An all-new science fiction action adventure with its own unique hacking twist. It is the near future, and the protagonists Hugh and his android companion Diana must work together as they make their way through the cold lunar research station. This game comes out on April 16th. From what I saw of the gameplay of this game, it looked really interesting because you have this little robot, android companion Diana that sits on the back or shoulders of Hugh in this big, bulky spacesuit. And this companion, as you're part of the combat loop, is Diana is hacking these robot enemies while Hugh is fighting them. So you're actually going to be playing a little puzzle mini game while you're in combat in order to defeat these enemies. And it makes my ADHD brain just go crazy. It's like having, those Subway Surfer, videos just to keep your attention. But it's pretty, it's a really interesting concept for you to have to play, you're basically playing two games at once, right? You're trying to navigate physical combat with this enemy via the spacesuit in Hugh, and then you're also trying to solve this little hacking mini game on the side as Diana the android at the same time simultaneously. So I'm interested to see the gameplay and how intuitive that's going to feel. It seems and sounds like a lot just being thrown at you all at once, but I'm sure they have something that makes it intuitive. So I'm really interested to see what that is. I'm really excited to see some gameplay. From what I can see, the gameplay itself, the graphics and visuals look really, really good. And I don't expect anything different from Capcom. So yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a huge hit. I think it's going to be really popular. I don't think it's going to be one of those game of the year, take over the world games. I think it is going to fall and find its own little niche community. Kind of like Death Stranding. But again, I think it'll be really, really cool. And I'm excited to see where it goes and what it looks like in actual practice.
That one's the 16th. What day is the 16th?
The 16th, next Thursday. Yeah. And
then
then
Death Stranding. There's even a clip where a guy looks like the cover of Death Stranding.
The guy for Death Stranding, if you don't know, actually Reedus. The actor Norman Reedus. He plays Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead. Yeah.
It was just one of the the guy that she's riding on the shoulders on.
Hugh. Yeah. Kind of looks like him.
Look like the same cover.
Yeah. To play out our stream and to go over the final topic and the final game for our video game section here, I'll end on the big dog, one of the big ones. We're talking about Blizzard. Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred expansion is coming out April 28th. If you pre-order, you can get access to new class Paladin right now. So if you pre-order it, you can start your Paladin character, play as the new character right now. So definitely check that out. I'll read kind of what Blizzard has to say about it. Prepare to embark on your next epic Demon Slayer journey in the new Diablo 4 expansion, Lord of Hatred. Make your final stand against the prime evil Mephisto in a rich new campaign. Master 2 new classes, the Paladin and the Warlock, and discover the ancient region of Skovo. Tons of new features, activities, and major updates like an overhauled endgame, transmutation, and set bonuses. This expansion enhances the Diablo 4 experience to bring depth, adventure, and the promise of peril at every turn. I'm excited. My introduction to the Diablo franchise was Diablo 4. It was the very first Diablo game I played. I really loved it.
You never played 3?
I played 3. To be honest with you, I kind of regret that. I wish I'd have played 3 because there's a mount for WoW that you get that you could have gotten for pre-ordering Diablo 3 that I wanted. I'm so bad, but you can't get it.
It's funny, my introduction to Diablo was Diablo 3, and it was from, God, it was like if you bought one of the Warcraft expansions, you got Diablo 3 for free. So we both got a copy, so we're like, all right, we'll play it.
Yeah.
But makes me want to play Diablo 4. Like, how they sure, Blizzard in general really knows how to make some good cutscenes.
Yeah, man,
make you want to play the game.
You want to talk about one of the things that sold me on this expansion, because I was kind of done with Diablo 4. I kind of did all that I wanted to do in the game. I didn't really have any prospects in getting back into it, even for the new Druid class or the Paladin and Warlock now. What sold me was the cinematic for the release trailer. Like, and you know, to back up your point, like, that's kind of, Blizzard is just one of the best in the industry at it. Their trailers and their cinematics, I don't understand why they don't have a studio, and if they do, why they aren't putting out more shit. Like, why won't they make an animated Warcraft movie? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the live action movie that they made, I thought was great. I loved it. I think it would have been better if they would have animated it in the style that they do the Warcraft cutscenes. Like,
or treat it like Star Wars, where you have a real life movie, but then you continue it with animated versions.
Yeah. But yeah,
the pick up right where they left off with animated instead, just like Star Wars, Clone Wars. And shit.
I want to see the Arthas on the big screen. Yeah. Like, come on, give me the Lich King in like as close to live action as possible. Right?
I mean, there's so much lore to Warcraft that, you know, it's just as deep as Star Wars and Dune and every other Harry Potter.
I would say Warhammer. I would say Warhammer, but I thought about that. The lore of Warcraft is a baby compared to the lore of Warhammer. I have here the way that I can justify that is I have a full and complete understanding and knowledge of the Warcraft lore. Pretty much. And about a year into my deep dive of Warhammer lore, I haven't even the fucking surface.
Well, so part of that problem, or the difference, is like Warhammer actually has like text to back it all up. A lot of Warcraft, you have to piece together. It's more like fandom.
Yeah, I mean, that's the tough thing about Warhammer too, is because it's there's a lot of shit that is canon and there's a lot of shit that isn't canon, and so to try and, you know, look through all the stuff that can versus isn't canon in both universes is always a pain. But there's a lot more to Warhammer. I think it's been around a lot longer, number one, and the universe is much bigger. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think from one thing that I've learned from my year-long Warhammer deep dive is Warhammer has some of the deepest lore of any universe ever. And I feel confident in saying that.
Right. Well, I'm just, not that I know all of either, but just from a glance of what I do know, I feel like Warcraft has the ability to be just as deep. It's just nobody's taken it there very often. You get glimpses into it. Like, have you ever seen like the Warcraft like power map?
Yeah. Yeah.
where it shows like the 25 different like alternating powers in the universe.
Yeah. There's it's funny. There's a story in Warhammer about there's a whole like a whole race that found or that was able to kill a human dreadnought, and when they like reverse engineered technology, this race did, the species did, and they realized this one soldier and this one piece of equipment from the human was older than their entire civilization. And the entire civilization had like a collective panic attack because they realized just how new they were in this game of universal war that they just entered. It's like fucking crazy. But the other thing, the great thing about it is that race and that civilization is so advanced that they can still compete. And like if they, 100,000 years down the road, this civilization, if they stay on track, will be undoubtedly undefeatable and unstoppable. Just because of how advanced they've gotten in such the short amount of time they've already existed. Just crazy.
Crazy. I mean, it's almost the same with all the like major, what do I call it? Made up universes.
Yeah.
Like Star Trek, Star Wars, Warhammer, Warcraft. Like, it's crazy how like in depth these artificial universes can go.
It's not that like your brain I think about that breaks my brain all the time is when I think and I try to put it into perspective, like somebody had to come up with all this shit.
Well, yeah.
Like somebody had like somebody thought about all of this shit. Like it didn't just fucking come out of nowhere. Like somebody thought all of this through, and to have the creative mind to be able to think that expansively and that like universally about like what one individual's actions will impact the entire universe and how you can like craft a story around something like that is just so fucking mind-blowing to me.
It reminds me of like several movie scenes you see where they end up like writing all over the walls. That's how I imagine some of these writers like home offices being just maps and diagrams and notes and charts.
It's like it's very clear that's all they do, and it's because they love it. It's not, they don't just like show up to their fucking 9 to 5 and write some shit down, turn it into the fucking company. It's like, all right, here's our new story. It's like, no, these motherfuckers live and breathe this shit. And it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
But on that note,
on Diablo 4 Lordship expansion, you get access if you pre-order it. You get access to the Paladin class. Right now, it comes with 2 new classes, Paladin and Warlock, a whole new quest line, new bosses, things like that. April 28th. Make sure you check it out. Pre-order it. Also, just another honorable mention: World of Warcraft, the new expansion it is out now, right?
Yep, it's been out for a month.
So make sure you check that out if you haven't already. I have not. I don't know when or if I will. I don't know. I think the house building thing is really, really appealing, but I don't know if it's enough to bring me back. We'll see.
But check it out. You come to our Wednesday stream tomorrow where we run Mythic Keys.
Yeah. And are you going to be doing any raiding anytime soon?
Maybe. I mean, not like on Wednesdays now. It would be just like a weekend, and I might pull it up for a stream. But,
okay.
Yeah, we just plan on pug raiding, basically. We're not going to join a team or anything.
Awesome. And what time do you plan on doing that?
The stream tomorrow or raiding?
The stream.
No, it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Every Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tune in tomorrow and every Wednesday. That being said, drill, make sure you give us a follow Like if you're on YouTube, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're a Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime member, make sure you get those two linked and you use your Twitch Prime subscription on us. It is helpful. Every time you subscribe with Twitch Prime, it takes $1 out of Jeffrey Bezos's pocket, so you can't build another shaped rocket. So make sure you do that. Make sure you check out our Discord. Go to our website, look at all the new improvements, check some of the new pictures that we posted, fill out that volunteer form if you're willing to help us out, and send it to people know that might be willing to help us out. If you're a veteran, please go on the website, sign up for a free 3D print. We want to give you something for free. Just claim it. Just claim it. Just claim it. At this point, we've even considered extending the time just because we haven't been filling it. So if you have something that may be a little bit outside of our time restraints, we might be willing to work with you. So put it in. Just do it. Other than that, I hope everyone has a wonderful night, wonderful rest of their month, and we will see you again the first Tuesday of every month, which in this month's case will be the 5th, May 5th. We will see you all then.
May 4th.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you, everyone. But we will see you guys then. I hope you'll have a wonderful night. Thank you very much for watching.
And Goat and Jandera will see you tomorrow.